Welcome, everyone. Tonight, I want to talk about how to be a bad host. To be a bad host. That's right. Our bodies are hosts for things that are going around right now. And I don't want my body to be a good host for it. I'm going to call it the cooties. Okay. Who knew when we were little kids, we'd go around spraying our chair with, oh my gosh, I have to spray this chair with cootie spray because you sat in it. And now it's really what we do. I want to tell you, I have the best cootie spray. It's called On Guard spray, and you can spray it on a surface. You can clean with it. You can actually take a small one in your purse. There's actually one right there. And you can just spray it on anything you want, and it is a good spray. I'm going to actually get it, and I'm going to show you my cootie spray. Okay. It comes in many forms. It comes in cleaners. This is it right here. This is my cootie spray. Now, just give me a moment because I'm going to go ahead and go live on Facebook, and just give me 1 second here because it just takes a minute and I have to do a little something, and we'll get going here. And we're going to log into Facebook, and we're going to have a good class, how to be a bad host, because I know you, like me, want to be a bad host to the cooties, right? How to be a bad host. Amen. We want to be a bad host. Be a bad host to the cooties. And you know, it's sad that we have to use these kind of words, these code words or whatever. But we have to, because we're not allowed to actually say, isn't it sad that we're not allowed to actually tell you how to be a bad host? And that if I actually said the word that I want to say, that I would be banned, that I would be non-compliant, and that I would probably be, Facebook would take this down. So just so you know, we're going to have a little talk tonight about how to be a bad host to the cooties. That's right. Grown people trying to be a bad host to the cooties, because this body is a host. And if you know anything about things, I can't say the V word, but you know what I'm talking about, that spread among people. They're out looking for a host. And is your body a good host, or is your body a bad host? There are several things that can make your body a good host. And it is a very serious subject, because at this point in time, if our bodies are good host to this thing that's going around, it could be life or death to us. And there are some things called comorbidities that we can have, pre-existing conditions that can make us more susceptible to be a good host. And if we're a good host, that thing can lodge in us and do its work, do something, a lot of damage. Actually, the damage is compared to a storm. It's called a cytokine storm, and it gets in your body and it looks for places where it can lodge and where it can go, where there's inflammation, and it can cause havoc. And it's like a tornado inside your body that goes around and destroys and damages organs and cells. And tonight we're going to talk about how to have really good, healthy cells that know how to fight the cooties, and things you can do to support your body to be a bad host to the cooties. So I'm going to share my screen, and tonight we're talking about how to be a bad host. Okay. The reason we're using the word cooties is because it's code word for you know what, and I actually have something that's like a cootie spray. This is what it's reminded me of ever since. Our company has this spray that we've always had. It's called On Guard spray. It's a sanitizing mist, and this is On Guard essential oil is in all our cleaners. It's in our toothpaste. It's in our mouthwash, because you want your mouth to be a bad host. If your oral cavity is a good host for the cooties, you'll get them. Okay. If your nostrils are a good host for the cooties, you're going to get it. Okay. So there are ways you can use the On Guard inside your mask. You can use the On Guard, diffuse it in a diffuser all day at your desk. at night while you're sleeping that support your immune system and make you a bad host. But this is the tip of the iceberg. These are external things. I'm going to talk about how to work on your body internally to make it a bad host for the cooties. Okay. And again, I apologize for having to say cooties, but if I say the word that you know that I can't say, the word that can't be named, then yeah, I would be banned. And so we'll see if this works. Okay. And we could actually talk about something that needs to be talked about, and that your the powers that be should be concerned for you about that should want you to be a bad host to it. But we're not allowed to speak about it. Right. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to give you some really good tips on how to be a bad host. Okay. Hold on a second. Got to get a couple things closed here and then we're going to get started. All right. Okay. Now listen, I am hosting, speaking of hosting, I am hosting something called 30 Days to Amaze. It starts January 10th. And this is a 30-day cleanse and restore to your body to help guard against comorbidities, to make your body a lean, mean fighting machine. Because the truth is, God created our bodies to be incredible healing machines. And when we put a lot of synthetics and toxins in our body, when we eat food that's not real food, when we put things in our body that our bodies don't recognize, like synthetics and chemicals that are in us, around us, and on us, when we're using lotions and concoctions and cosmetics on us, when we are injecting things in us, eating and drinking things that are poisonous or adverse to our health, and then when we're putting things in and around us, right, in our environment. So things that we're smelling, things that are in our homes that are pollution, like Glade plugins, things that have toxic fragrances like laundry detergent, dryer sheets, so many things. And yeah, it might seem like overwhelming. I have people say to me, you know what, there's no way you can live free from all of the toxins. It's impossible. But let me tell you something, you can reduce it greatly. And when you reduce it, every little thing you do, your body says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because your body is not only fighting the cooties, okay? If your body only had to fight the cooties, your body would win every time. But the reason your body cannot successfully fight the cooties is because of all the things in, on, and around you that your body is fighting every single day, that you are doing to sabotage it, to confuse it, and to make it not inefficient at fighting cooties or anything else that it's working against. That's why if you have a comorbidity, it's already fighting a battle there and it's not able to be efficient. Your cells are not able to be efficient at fighting off. Your immune system is weakened because it's fighting battles on other fronts. It's just like a war, okay, with soldiers. And your cells are like soldiers. They're actually cells like T cells and other cells that they go around and they fight off invaders. When they see foreign things come into your body, like the cooties, or even toxins, or free radicals, or things that are phytoestrogens, your body is fighting those things off, and your body is not efficient at fighting the cooties because it's fighting other battles on other fronts. Your soldiers are spread too thin. Your cells are fighting on every front. Hi, Sherry. And if you don't give your body what it needs to fight, it's a good host for the cooties. But we want to make our body a bad host, right, Sherry?
Right.
Now, Sherry and I are people that love to be good hostesses. We're very hospitable, and we love to be hostesses. But the one thing we don't want to host is the cooties. We want to make our bodies fighters. And Sherry, I was just talking to them about our Cootie spray, right? We have this Cootie spray. And who knew when we were little kids and we would go spray the seat and say, ew, you've got Cooties, and make a pretend spray, that we'd grow up and we'd have to carry our Cootie spray with us when we went to the grocery store and spray the grocery cart, right? We're living in Cootie world. So that's what I'm calling it tonight, so that we can make a good presentation and we're allowed to say what we want to say. What do you think about that?
Amen. I gave a bunch of that spray away as gifts this year.
Yeah. And you know what? This is this little thing right here, and it's very inexpensive. One of the best things you could buy somebody. And actually, if you run out, you can just make your own. If you have the On Guard essential oil, and you can just make your own very simply. And we give you guys those. Everybody on our team, we have a Facebook page, and we teach you how to make your own. So yeah, we can DIY that all day, or we can just buy it straight from our company, Ddr. All right, guys, let's get started on this. We're talking about Sherry and I. We're hosting a 30-day cleanse in a Facebook group with a lot of some of our other partners. We're doing it together, and we're going to do it in a group, on a Facebook group, for accountability, so that you'll finish strong, because it's so much easier to do this when you're doing it as a group. Sherry and I are going to start the year off fasting. I'm sure I haven't even asked her, but I'm sure she is, as a woman of God. And a lot of you are starting off fasting with your church. And, you know, Sherry, this is something I really like to talk about, and that I didn't realize until doTERRA. And I think maybe you've had this epiphany as well. Fasting is not for God. Right. God doesn't need us to do without food.
Right.
Not a sadist God that says up there telling us, look, if you want power with me, don't eat. But that's what I mean, literally as a kid, I think that's what I thought. Even though I did fast as a kid, I just think it was so miserable when I was a child, and I didn't really understand what I was doing, but I just knew I wasn't supposed to eat. And I did feel closer to God. I received the baptism of the Holy Ghost when I was 9 years old. And so I've always loved the Lord and knew that it made me feel closer to the Lord. But let me tell you why fasting makes you feel closer to God. It's because you are cleansing. When you're taking that break from eating, your organs have a rest. They have an ability to renew, and all of the toxins kind of wash out of your body. Now, I remember my mama, when I was a little girl, went on a 40-day fast with lemons and water. And I don't think anybody told her to do that. I really feel the Holy Spirit told her, because there definitely was not any healthy things going on around back, 55 years ago, whatever. And she did a cleanse with just drinking lemons and water for 40 days for her fast. And she said that some of the things that came out of her, I don't want to be gross, but she could not believe the parasites and the things that came out of her body. And when she came out of that fast, she was so renewed. She had gone through a really difficult time personally, a divorce, which was really scandalous back in those days, and lost her home, and, was living with us. And it literally renewed her. It made her a new person in her spiritual walk, and even in her body. Like, she looked younger. I remember that she looked like a load came off of her. And yes, there is a spiritual element to that, but it is totally married to what happens to us physically. And when you get a lightened load, even, yes, we're going to do an element of fasting as an option for this. If you want to do a Daniel fast, if you want to do a corporate fast, or an absolute fast before we start on the 10th, it's absolutely awesome. You could totally do that. But when you cleanse your body, your spirit man feels closer to God. You reduce your brain fog. Right. Hello. In the Old Testament, when the priests would go before the Lord, they would use frankincense, and Sherry knows why. They would use frankincense. They would put it on their right ear, their right thumb, and their right toe. And Sherry, do you know why they did that?
Yeah, I better let you take that one.
Okay. That's okay. So what happens is frankincense which is in this cleanse. It's in Ddr Prime. It's in the vitamins. You're getting lots of frankincense in this cleanse, but it actually allows you physiologically to receive a download into your spirit, actually your brain, in your spirit, clears your thinking so that you can receive revelation or a download. And this is what makes us feel closer to God when we fast. Am I saying we should stop fasting? Absolutely not. But we should be eating close to the earth. We should be eating real food. We should be taking care of our body and cleansing it from all the unrighteousness of the food. And I'm sorry to be extra spiritual, but that's who I am. And I'm not apologizing about this, because when we get all of that junk out of our body, the toxins, the things that aren't supposed to be there, that literally separates us from being able to think clearly, to have good concepts and a download from Holy Spirit. So this all works together, spirit, soul, and body. So we're hosting this 30-day cleanse. And we have an option this time for weight loss. Okay. Why are we doing weight loss? Well, we decided this summer to add a weight loss option. And the reason that we did, because we do this cleanse 3 times a year. And the reason we did is because when we saw that the Cooties had a comorbidity, Sherry smiles every time I say that. And I love it, Sherry. That's why let's take the load off the Cooties. Let's take the load off that thing and just call it what it is, because it's from the pits.
Right.
Yeah. So when you do this cleanse, and one of the comorbidities of the Cooties is if you're overweight, right? You're a good host. You're a good host for the Cooties if you're obese, or if you're even 10 pounds overweight. So we added this weight loss option because the statistics show that people gained a half a pound for every week they were in quarantine. Y'all, it's been a long time. A half a pound for every week. And listen, a half a pound can sneak up on you so quickly. And this summer, when I decided to do this, I had realized, like, dude, those half pounds have added up and I'm getting rid of this extra weight. And literally I did. And I tell you, I feel so good. So we're going to keep this weight loss option as an add-on. So let's tell you, Sherry and I are going to walk you through what this cleanse entails. We're not going to go through it with a fine tooth comb, because we have that. If you join this cleanse with us, we're going to put you in a group, and we just did a call last night where we did go through each of these things with a fine tooth comb. So we're just going to kind of hit the high points on how to make you a bad host for the Cooties. Okay. So first of all, this is the suggested 30-day protocol. And Sherry, tell me how many times you've done the cleanse.
Well, I started in June of 2020, and I did it twice in 2020, twice in 2021. And now I'm starting the year out for 2022.
Wow. Can you tell us like what this did for you the first time that you did it?
Yes, this is the very first thing that I started with doTERRA. I didn't start with a kit that just had oils in it. I started with the cleanse kit because when I reached out to you for help for my health, my issues were that I felt toxic. I felt heavy, like as in weighted in my cells, like my legs and everything. I just felt like when I moved, I was heavy. I can't explain it, but it was just like, just like getting in and out of bed or anything. I felt like that I just couldn't move freely and felt toxic. I couldn't sleep. I had brain fog. I had lots of pain in my joints.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I needed to reset my cells.
Yeah. And it's really about the cells, because you had a lot of cell damage. You want to talk about that?
Yes. The reason that I felt that way is because I had taken 4 months of chemo in 2017. It actually started the end of 2016, but through April of 2017. And, I thought when it's all over, I'm just going to bounce back and be who I was before and just go on with life and pretend this didn't happen. But it left me, it's the chemo that gets you, it left me, I didn't even feel like a human being anymore. I just felt like an alien was living in my body. I I felt like every cell was full of that stuff because it does go through your whole body. It doesn't just target cancer cells, but it goes through your whole body, including your cells in your like liver and your filter organs and your brain.
Yeah. So if you hadn't done this cleanse, I'm just going to ask this question. I've never asked you this before. What do you think would have happened when the cooties came around if you hadn't done this?
I feel like that it would not have been the experience that I did have when the cooties came. It was very minor. And I felt like it's because I had started with the cleanse, which includes the vitamins and the Terrazyme and some of the just wonderful supplements, the Ddr Prime. I kept taking those things after those supplements after I did the cleanse. So by the time the cooties came, my immune system, my immune system was built up. My body was ready. I mean, to fight off disease. It was healthier.
Yeah. Yeah. And you sailed through it. So, it's not fun for anybody, but not only was your body ready to fight, but you had things in your arsenal of your medicine cabinet that you knew to do. And you also were able to nurse your elderly parents through it with the tools you have in your arsenal, with the things you've replaced your medicine cabinet with natural things, right?
Right.
So you were all bad hosts. Your mama and daddy were bad hosts. You were a bad host. Everybody was a bad host.
That's a great way to look at it. That's a great way. That's exactly the best way to describe it.
Yeah. So here we go. So this is what the 30-day protocol looks like in a snapshot. So you see those 3 brown bottles at the top. These are the ones that Sherry and I take every day, whether we're cleansing or not. So these are called our lifelong vitality vitamins. So this whole cleanse is based on nutrition and vitamins. So you are basically flooding your body with the exact amount, not flooding where there's excess or waste, but everything your body needs to start to be that amazing healing machine. You're supporting every system in your body. One of these bottles is full of the vitamins and minerals that you need every day, A to Z vitamins, minerals that you need, all of the magnesium, things like that. Then there's another one called EO Omega that has 9 essential oils, including frankincense. So you're getting frankincense every day and 8 more essential oils that are high in antioxidants and that are really, really good for your cells and that just really give your body a lot of immune support and at the cellular level. And then the third one is really alpha CRS. It's all about the cells. So this is 100% cellular support, giving your body all the support it needs at the cellular level so that when your cells turn over, because they're always dying and resurrecting, it's a spiritual concept as well, and they're always renewing. And it's just like how we renew our mind, right? If we put junk in our mind, we're going to have stinking thinking, as my dad would say. But if we put junk in our cells and we never cleanse them, they're going to be full of junk. They're going to be full of parasites. They're going to be full of toxins. They're going to be full of all kind of toxicity and parasites and worms and little eggs where the parasites put eggs in the cells. Sherry, did you watch that video I posted?
I did, and I couldn't believe it. It was, everybody needs to watch it.
We'll put it in the comments. Remind me to put it in the comments on this video. It is a video of a live blood analysis from somebody before and after they did this cleanse. So we'll put that in the comments later. Remind me, Sherry.
Oh, well.
Thank you. And then the other thing is we do something called Terrazyme, and this is digestive enzymes. And this really helps to clean those parasites, those worms, those eggs, a lot of the toxicity that comes from the things that we put in our mouth and the things that we eat, things that aren't clean. I eat in a lot of restaurants, and you know what? Even though I try to eat at good ones, you never know if they've washed the food, if the people are clean. You just don't know. So we're getting toxins from everywhere, right? So this Terrazyme, we take it with every meal throughout the 30 days. We also take a Zendocrine complex capsule with each meal. And this helps with liver toxicity. And one of the things, Sherry, I want to just say that now, which you didn't know then, the reason you felt heavy, you felt like you just didn't want to move, you had no energy, is because your organs were actually sluggish.
Right.
Your liver was overtaxed, you had liver toxicity. And when we do this endocrine complex, this is one of the things that people feel lighter. You feel, just tell me about that, Sherry. Just go in a little bit about that.
Yeah. So like after just a few days, I felt a tremendous difference. I did feel lighter, and I'm not exaggerating that. I'm not exaggerating. I literally woke up starting to feel like physically just my whole body, I felt like a human being again. You know, I ran to tell my husband. He was like, well, okay, where is my wife? He was like, what have they done with her? Because he was just used to me just dragging all the time. And, you know, a lot of people think that's normal.
Yeah.
To feel that way.
Yeah. And a lot of people think it's normal to feel sluggish, tired, not being able to sleep. Feel like it's normal to be bloated all the time, to feel horrible after you eat, right? And that is not normal. And when you do this cleanse, this is one of the things that you're going to see really good results with this cleanse. And it's so awesome how quickly it works because you're giving your body what it needs to start to heal itself. Then the first, so this is in 3 10-day segments. So if you see that first, we just went through days 1 through 30. Days 1 through 10, you add another endocrine essential oils that support your liver, and you take that for the first 10 days with that top tier. And that's it. And you add lemon oil to your water. And did you see on that that analysis, that blood analysis, just adding lemon to your water makes such a difference in your cells. Your cells get oxygenated, they get energy, they flow better. So, I mean, I try to drink lemon, grapefruit, essential oils, tangerine in my water all day long. And yeah, there we go. Toast. Let me toast you. We're a toast to being a bad host. There we go. So, and then the second middle 10 days, 11 through 20, you stop taking that extra endocrine, and we give you all the ways to take these. It's not confusing. And you take a single soft gel each day to GX Assist. Well, I actually took 2 or 3 when I went through this, because this is to cleanse your gastrointestinal system. And this is in the middle of the cleanse. And this is a huge game changer right here. This is cleansing your colon. Now, a lot of cleanses, that's all they cleanse is your colon. And that doesn't really help when your filter organs like your gallbladder, your kidneys, your liver, none of those are getting that extra love, right? Your pancreas. But this cleanse takes care of all your organs. And then the last 30 days, we take the Ddr Prime and the probiotic. So this is a pre and probiotic, the PB Assist. You take one with each meal. And this is putting the good stuff back in your gut. And we're going to talk a little bit more about each one of these products. So this is what the faces look like. You have little boxes you can check off. We give this to you, you print it out, and you can just check off the boxes and take, in the phases 1, 2, and 3, 10 days for each phase. And it's so easy to follow. This is our lifelong vitality pack, the vitamins that we talked about earlier. This is what you'll be taking every day. You'll take 4 of each a day. And again, this is a blessing to every organ in your body. It's the doTERRA's most popular product, the most reordered product. Look, every time, when I'm with doTERRA, people look at Sherry, she can't stop smiling. When we look at the LLV, we can't stop smiling. Because it really brings so much joy to our life. I recently hosted, doTERRA had an event, and I got to pick, as the diamond in Ohio, I got to pick which thing I wanted to present at the event. And I picked the cleanse and the vitamins, and because it's my favorite thing to talk about. And one of the reasons is because I have so many stories like Sherry's that I can share with people. And, I've done these events before, and this time people would walk around and I would say, okay, when I would gather a group of like 10, 20 people around my table, we had several stations at our table, and I would say, how many people take LLV? And almost every person would raise their hand. I was so shocked because I was there to tell people like why you should take it. And everybody was telling me, and I'm like, okay, since you're all taking it, tell me your stories. And I had a lady share, I haven't shared this with you, I don't think, but there was a lady she said, honey, guess how old I am? She was from Kentucky. And I said, oh, first of all, please never ask, nobody ever asked me that question. I'm such a bad judge. First of all, I never like judge people that way. I never can tell if people have lost weight, if they're overweight. Like I just don't pay attention. I look at people through a different kind of lens. So I was like, oh, honey, I don't know. I would never attempt to guess. She said, I'm 98 years old. And I said, what? And she said, yes, honey. And she said, so I had all the cleanse products in front of me. She said, I take every one of these. And she said, I used to be crippled with my hands and I had crippling arthritis. And about 10 years ago, someone gave me these vitamins and I started taking them. And she said, look at my hands. They're just as straight. My fingers are just as straight. She's like, she took the deep blue polyphenol. She takes some other things. She was showing me everything she took, the turmeric capsules. She's like, honey, everything new comes out. I start taking it and it makes me feel even better. She said, they just bring anything they bring out. I want to take it. Right. And so it was just awesome. And she shares essential oils and doTERRA with everybody. And she said, look how I can get around. And she took a little walk around. She walk as good as I can. And all her kids, her grandkids were with her and they were just shaking their heads. They're like, yeah, we all take it. She makes everybody take these. So let me tell you, if you want lifelong vitality, that's what these vitamins are. Okay. Because only 3% of Americans are on track to live a healthy life until the end of their life. And so doTERRA is doing a study, it's ongoing. And what they're trying to prove is that the last 12 years of someone's life, instead of declining, they can be thriving taking these vitamins. So if it's for somebody in their last 10 years of their life and they're still doing good, what's it going to do for us? We're not at the end yet, Jerry.
Right. We got a long way to go.
We got a lot to do for the Lord. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is our lemon oil that you'll be drinking in your water every day. And this is the cleansing, purifying, invigorating properties of lemon. So a lot of people tell me, I already drink lemon in my water. I go to the restaurant, I get a lemon. Well, this different than the lemon, the juice or of the fruit. This is made from the rind of the fruit. It's hand pressed. These lemons come from Italy. They're not like any other lemons that we would be able to access in a normal American supermarket. They're the best lemons in the world with the highest constituents to heal the body in the rind. So it's totally different chemical constituents naturally occurring in nature than what you would get in the juice of a lemon. So this provides a cleansing, refreshing, and healthy boost throughout the day. But what it really does is it is cleansing your cells, because lemon is a cleaner. You can clean your house with it too. So it has multiple uses. All 30 days, again, we said that you're going to take the Terrazyme and the Ddr. The Ddr helps filter the cleansing and the filtering functions of the liver, kidneys, colon, lungs, and skin. So sometimes we don't talk about that, Sherry, how that this is cleansing. Your skin is like the last place where your body tries to excrete toxins. Mm-hmm. And when you see your skin looking bad, it's your body's cry for help that something's wrong on the inside. How did you see your skin change?
Well, the very first few days that I started using it, because when we're getting rid of toxins, like you said, your skin is your largest organ. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes, when we see, so I might have had just maybe, I could tell that some things were trying to exit through my skin, maybe just had just a little play. And then, but after that though, it's just like, I could tell a huge difference. My skin did not look dull. It was, I felt like I looked like I had work done. I could tell a difference in my whole, like my skin from the top of my head to the bottoms of my feet. But especially like on my face, I was getting my glow back. I just felt like I was getting my glow on, and because when you're not healthy, your skin is dull. Your skin will tell the tale.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, it will let people, usually that's one of the first signs you can tell that there's even some kind of chronic illness or something, is because your skin, the color, but it's like, you know, you get your glow back.
That's it.
Healthy is glowing.
That's
Healthy
right.
will show up. It shines through.
It does. And, the glory of the Lord also shines on us. And again, when you rid yourself of toxins in your body, it's easier to get in the presence of the Lord. There are things that I want to tell you, it's easier to concentrate when you're praying. It's easier to get your mind right and straight and get good, clear thinking and thoughts when you're reading the Bible. I just read a testimony today of a young girl in elementary school, and she told her mom, when I read a book and I put my oils on my forehead or my temples, I can read a book 3 times longer. She timed herself, and I can remember everything I read. And if I don't use the oils, my thoughts wander. These are oils for focus. And so this, when you cleanse your body, it makes you better at everything, and your skin does show, and your nails. I can't even believe, like, some of my friends from high school, I had a luncheon for them at my house, and they were like, Jana, your nails, like, I always had the shortest nails, and I never like took care of my nails. Like, I never cared about my nails. Then I went through this thing when I was like probably in my 20s, which I wasn't really hanging around them, and I wore fake nails for like 10 years, and then I just forgot about it, and I just went back to keeping my nails really short because they were brittle and they'd always break. They're like, look how long your nails are. Those are your real nails. And they're really not that long. But for me, right, they're like, your nails look so long and healthy. And I was like, yeah, that's because of doTERRA. And they're like, man, like, I mean, they noticed because they hadn't seen me since high school, and I had bad nails then. So even when I was young, so my hair, my nails, our skin, everything benefits. And Terrazyme is just awesome to, again, we talked about that earlier about it's a whole food enzymes that helps digest the proteins and fats, and it helps the vitamins that we are taking and the vitamins that we're eating in our food be more efficient to supply the other organs in our cells, to distribute those things throughout our body, and that they're optimized for our nutrition. So
I love Terrazyme. I love, love, love Terrazyme. It's one of my favorite products.
yeah.
And not only do I take that with each meal, but I have also started taking them when before I go to bed on an empty stomach, because I had researched and read so many people saying that it helped with pain. And, I wanted to maintain, and I didn't want to take that pain back that I had before. So I also take some of it sometimes on an empty stomach at night, because I don't know how it works, but it really helps keep pain at bay.
Yeah. And then you wake up with the not bloated, you wake up with a flat stomach, you wake up with really healthy, really healthy elimination and regular. Even though it's not like for the colon or anything like that, it's just for your overall digestion. And somebody that was on the cleanse who had neuropathy found out that their neuropathy stopped during the cleanse, and then when they went off the cleanse, it started. So I'm like, did you take the vitamins? Yes. Well, I said, why don't you add Terrazyme and take it before you go to bed? Because they were waking up in the middle of the night and they were having neuropathy like at 4 o'clock in the morning, like in their hands. And so they took 4 at night, and they're like, that did it. That did it. Taking that Terrazyme during the day, and then taking 4 at night. You can't OD on Terrazyme because it's just a really good. I mean, I take sometimes 4 or 6 at night. It's not recommended to take that way, but that's what I do, and it works for me, and it really helps with my metabolism too. I feel like.
And let's just face it, when you feel bloated, people are miserable. We're grumpy. We're just moody. But when we don't have that bloat, it's like we feel lighter. We feel happier.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I do.
Me too. So, and then the phase 1, we add that other endocrine product that that cleanses the body of toxins and free radicals. And if you have those toxins and free radicals, like we talked about, it slows the body systems down, leaving you with a heavy weighted feeling. So when you cleanse your liver and your filter organs, it's just like if you never change the oil in your car, how would your car run? How long would it last? This is these endocrine products that we're doing in these cleanses. It's like changing the filter in our body. It's changing the filters. It's cleaning our filters. And we only get one. We don't get to buy new filters. We only get one shot. So this is, your body is thanking you for being a bad host. Let's see. Let's go on. This is the last phase. We take the GX Assist, which is for our digestive system. So first of all, our immune system is where we can be a good host for the cooties. Okay. 85%, 75, I hear 75%, I hear 85% of our immune system is in our gut. And if our digestive tract is full of filth and inflammation, it's a good host for the cooties. But when we clean our digestive tract and it's squeaky clean, okay, it creates an unfriendly environment for potential threats that can disrupt digestive immunities, cause digestive upset, and different cooties that can get attach itself to our bodies. So one of the things when you get the cooties that we don't talk about a lot is you need to make sure it really can get lodged in your colon. It can really get lodged down in the lower part of your colon and your intestines, your intestinal walls. And so this is, I've heard of crazy, freaky stories. I'm not going to go into it right now, when people have the cooties with things with their digestive system and you never hear about it. You never hear about it. Blockages, severe pain, where there are blockages at things, the cooties get lodged there, and in that inflammation cause that cytokine storm down in the digestive tract in the lower intestines. And this is really, really bad. So if there's only, we only take this for 10 days, you get a 30-day supply. So you have a 20-day supply left there. So if you do get the cooties, this is something good to start taking immediately to get it completely out of your system. Besides some of the other things that we teach you how to do in our private Facebook group. Let's see. And then the last 30 days, this is when you're feeling good, right? Because you are really, really rocking and rolling with your body feeling good, and you're really getting to that place where you're going to be a bad host. And first we're putting in the probiotics to get your gut back into
balance.
To balance. Yeah. So if you have any gut dysbiosis, if you have struggles in that area, I'm not allowed to say some of the words and initials that I want to say that struggles you might have with your digestive tract, but this probiotic helps put the good cultures back in there. And then Ddr Prime. This has been great for people who have been through what you've been through, Sherry, because it's for DNA damage. And it is a cellular complex that is, again, frankincense is the prime ingredient. That's why it's called Ddr Prime, because the prime oils for antioxidants are in here. So it'd be frankincense and clove and other essential oils that are amazing for renewing cells. And that's what Sherry needed ultimately after what she went through with her chemo and radiation and all that she had gone through, her body had gone through. So tips for success. Now, people ask me, what should I eat while I'm on the cleanse? Do I have to eat a special diet? You don't have to, but what we're not trying to get anybody to go on a diet. Yeah, we're promoting weight loss here, but we are trying to get you in a lifestyle of eating real food, right? So the first thing is eliminate processed or prepackaged foods. Try making your food from whole ingredients, something that grows out of the ground, stands on the ground, or swims in the ocean, right? Sherry, tell me a little bit about what you eat when you're on the cleanse.
When I have had people ask me that this week, but when I am on the cleanse, I try to eat as clean as possible. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I like to make smoothies with my fruits and vegetables, and eat them raw. don't cook all the vitamins out of them. Some people have asked me if I eat meat. Well, if I do, it will be something like some baked fish or some baked chicken. I try to stay away from fried food, stay away from junk food, processed foods, definitely sugar. I'm not saying that I do it the sugar 100%, but I try to as much as possible. And if I do sweeten things, I do try to use some local honey, maybe some pure maple syrup, but I try to eat as clean as possible. I don't starve at all.
Oh no. This is not that kind of a cleanse, and this is not a cleanse where you're clinging to the toilet and
Right.
you can't leave your house. You feel great. You actually feel like getting out and going to the gym and getting out in the world and
Right.
right. So yeah, that is a perfect example of a good diet. Now we are having an option for this cleanse if you want to do bright line eating, which we will cover this, and this is part of the coaching that's free. Once you buy your products, as part of the free coaching. And this is where you're eating no flour, no sugar. It's only an option. Okay. But if you really want to have you're going to have a dramatic difference anyway. But a dramatic difference, join us on that bright line eating. And it's a great jump start for the year, creating good habits. And then lastly, you must drink lots of water on this cleanse. If you don't, I don't even know what would happen. You've got to flush. You've got to flush. And the way you flush is with water. Okay. That's why the toilet uses, and that's what we use. But ours tastes really good. Doesn't taste like toilet water. We put lemon essential oil in it, and we drink that lemon essential oil all day, every day during the cleanse, and every day, don't we, Sherry?
Yes.
That's our habit. So for weight loss, some of the other things we're calling this the all-in option. There's the Slim and Sassy metabolic capsules that we take that we add to it. And then doTERRA has some superfoods. So we have protein. It comes in vanilla and chocolate, excuse me. We have greens. And we have fiber. Okay. And so all of these things work together beautifully. I like to take 1 scoop of each. Actually, I had one tonight. That's the last thing I've eaten today. I had one. I put a scoop of each of this in, I think I'm drinking almond milk right now. So in almond milk, whatever's in the fridge, I think it's coconut almond or something. And just a little, I think maybe like 4 or 6 ounces of the milk, a scoop of each of this. Then I put a handful of cherries. So it was cherries tonight. I had a cherry smoothie, frozen cherries. So frozen fruit, any kind you want, just throw it in there, handful. And I put tonight, because I wanted it to feel like a little bit of a treat, I probably put 2 tablespoons of yogurt in there that doesn't have sugar in it. And I just blended it up, and it was absolutely delicious. I felt like I was having a milkshake and a treat. And that's one of the things, instead of eating late at night after dinner, sometimes I had a light dinner tonight, and I just saved room for a smoothie. And I had a big lunch. I had a big bowl of chicken orzo lemon soup. And so I just had that for dinner, and I'm totally full. I'm literally full right now. I think that fiber really helps you feel full too.
The greens have fiber in it too. I'm pretty sure. My daughter was in for the holidays, and her and her husband are health nuts. And she was looking at all my products, and I had a brand new bag of the greens, not open. She immediately opened it up and started taking it, and she loved it. She thought it was great. And so it has some fiber in it too. It's kind of a double whammy. You get the greens, it's rich, full of greens.
Yeah. And there's 12 servings of fruit and vegetables and the lifelong vitality vitamins as well. So you're just getting so much goodness with this whole cleanse. So what's your favorite smoothie recipe? How do you make a smoothie, Sherry? Tell us.
Well, I like to use almond milk too, but I have occasionally used coconut water. but and with some spinach. I always use blueberries. I love blueberries, but I freeze my bananas. So they're already broken in half in the freezer. I just reach in there and put a frozen banana. I love blueberries, but if I have some other frozen, like I have some raspberries right now, if I have some frozen strawberries, I'll throw them in there. Sometimes, especially if I'm using the chocolate protein drink, I like to put some nut butters, like the natural peanut butter or almond butter in there, and you really do feel like you're getting a milkshake.
Yeah, with that frozen banana is
Uh,
so good. And then sometimes even avocado in there too makes it
yes.
so creamy.
Right.
So yeah,
And people think that, well, doesn't that taste bad? No, it just makes it creamy.
yeah, so creamy. It's so creamy. You're like, wow, it's like whippy. So yeah, there's really no bad way to make this smoothie. It's almost like a no-brainer. You don't
Right.
even need a recipe, even though we're going to give you tons of good recipes. Here are some testimonies. You can see Terry was dealing with depression and for 3 years until she did the cleanse. Yeah, because it also, when your gut is in disorder, in dysbiosis, it affects your mood. And she was going through some, and this is a friend of mine, Terry. She lost her mom to pancreatic cancer. Her boys left home at the same time, so she was an empty nester, and that's a huge adjustment in life. If you haven't been through that, it is a big adjustment, and it can make you depressed. But when your gut is, this is another thing spiritually, you guys. When your gut is out of balance, you can battle depression and think, what is wrong with me? I'm saved. I'm filled with the Spirit. I love the Lord. Why do I feel like this? Right. And a lot of times it's physiological and you don't realize it. And you think the enemy's just attacking you, but you just need a good cleanse. You need to eat right. And you need to start supporting your body, especially through when you're going through rough times emotionally. And it will make the biggest difference. I'm telling you. Samantha said she lost 7 pounds in the first week. Okay. Now that's not, everybody's not going to lose 7 pounds the first week, but by day 10, she said, I'm feeling so much better. I could feel a renewing in my body and I was able to handle all the stress in my life better. And actually she wrote this on day 10. Okay. So I don't even have the total of what Samantha lost. Is Samantha your friend?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
And,
yeah.
and I had 2 friends who just did the cleanse. They did it between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so brave!" Because that that's
Leftover time.
when I want to really splurge. Okay, but like they were telling me they lost several pounds within the first week. Now, and I know they did.
Wow, that's awesome. See, look, you probably never thought they'd be beating you.
Oh.
It makes us healthy and just crazy healthy. So right there you see Sherry's testimony right in the middle. Amber said she lost 20 pounds. She sleeps better, has more energy, gets up before the kids to work out before the kids get up. That's amazing. That's a friend of ours. Shasta said she lost over 11 pounds, and that's good enough for me. I have other people that have lost over 20 pounds that have been trying to lose it for 20 years and said, I cannot believe how this weight came off. So again, that's not for everybody. It's what you put in it is what effort if you do all the things we tell you to do, I'm telling you, you're going to have amazing results. And so we're just really excited about this cleanse. It starts on the 10th. I'm going to, and here are the products you need to get. So whether Sherry has invited you or sent this to you, or whether I have, or whoever invited you to this class on how to be a bad host, find out their link. They can send you a link, and the link will connect you to the Cleanse and Restore kit. And all you have to do is click on it, fill out the info, and then it'll be on the way to your house. Since it's like the 4th right now, and we're starting in 6 days, get the expedited shipping and you'll get it back in points to spend on Ddr products next month. If you want to share the kit and do it with a spouse, you can just buy a few extra products and we can give you those too as well, so that you can share the cleanse and do it together. And let's see, what's the next slide here? It's not moving. And there's the whole thing. So we're going to open it up. So I can't see what's on Facebook, Sherry. So for questions and answers, but if you guys have a question, put it in the comments, and Sherry and I will answer your questions. So, normally I don't put this on my public page. So I think we've been pretty good, Sherry. I think we've been pretty compliant, because
We
we're not
have.
allowed to say a lot of things when we go public on Facebook. We really have to watch what we say, because we'll be censored or banned or kicked off or whatever. So we've really tried to talk in code and be really good. And I think, Sherry, you did a good job.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
We finally got it.
It's so hard not to say the things we want to say. The
Mhm.
more things that these products can do that we can't even talk about, because we can't. You would think that the powers that be, whoever they are, would want us to be able to talk about natural things that that would support our bodies to heal, to support our immune system to be a bad host. But there are people that don't want us to know this. They want us to only have one recourse, and that's the way they want to control us, right? But there are other ways, and there are ways that you can empower yourselves. So yes, we would love for you to cleanse with us. That's how Sherry started. She started with the cleanse in doTERRA, and then she added her essential oils and learned how to replace her medicine cabinet, learned how to take care of her parents when they went through the Cooties. And we provide so much more support. So once you're a member, once you join with the cleanse and you get your membership, you get in our Facebook group, where we teach you how to be a healer in your home, and we empower you to take back your health and to be the best version of yourself, and to live lifelong with your whole life long with vitality. Right, Sherry?
Right. Yeah. Another thing is, I was able to like work on one health problem at a time after the cleanse. And once I got my hormones, helped balance my hormones and everything, the weight just started coming off without me even trying, because I was getting everything in alignment.
Yeah. So after we did your 30-day cleanse, then we did a 30-day hormone protocol, right?
Yeah. And that's just something that, I tell everybody about, is the women's kit.
Yes.
Because we could just do a whole show on that too, a whole class on that one too, because bone health is something that is not talked about a lot when we're younger. And
the bone nutrient complex also has in it magnesium, which I've been taking a dose, my full dose at night before I go to sleep, for my bone nutrient. And it helps me to sleep, because almost every American woman is deficient in magnesium.
right.
So it's so good for so many things. Like literally without magnesium, you can't function hardly. And we are so deficit. So having enough magnesium also makes you a bad host for the Cooties and so many other things. For a bad host for osteoporosis.
Right.
Yeah, and just many, many other things. Also, I take my phytoestrogen at night before I go to sleep as well. I take that full dose, so that, my hormone, while I'm sleeping, my bones are being nourished. My hormones are being balanced, because I'm putting a Clary Calm on too. I'm diffusing On Guard, which is supporting my immune system. And then I usually put in a couple other things there while I'm sleeping. And so all of these things are happening to support my body while I'm asleep. Dude,
Right,
that is my
right.
love language right there.
Yes. And if we're not sleeping, you're not losing weight. If you're not sleeping, you're all the cells that are working to repair any kind of damage, nothing is happening. Your hormones are disrupted, everything, if you're not sleeping.
Right.
So the vitamins, the women's kit, the bone nutrient, and there's so many other products like Copaiba and Serenity. I mean, doTERRA has changed my life.
Wow. And Sherry, that's why I do what I do. That's why you do it. That's why you share with everybody too. And you didn't come out to start out to be a sharer. You just wanted to get well. But once you got well, you couldn't stop telling people how you got well, right?
Right.
And
Right.
you so many of your friends.
Yes, and during when all my friends were getting the Cooties, I mean, I was delivering Breathe and On Guard and lemon. I was like, this will help you. You know, you just learned you become a healer for your friends and your family because you know it works for you.
Absolutely. And there's something I want to say right now so bad. I talked to one of our other healers tonight, and she was telling me the same thing, that she was sneaking them in wards, let's just say, for people to be bad hosts while they were there. And they were putting on the oils and coming up out of there. And she said, I've just got to, so she and I are planning on doing another class like this for her friends, because she's like, my friends are not listening to me. And I'm trying to help them and say, not only do you need this stuff when you have the Cooties, but you need to learn how to be a bad host so you don't get them in the first place. Or if you do, you just have such mild symptoms, you can treat the symptoms and you can get to the root cause. And your body is a fighter. Because listen, I did a post yesterday. Did you see it, Sherry? Where I posted the Secretary of Defense, and he go back and look at it when we're done. He had on all this gear, like he looked like Darth Vader. He was inspecting the troops, and he got the Cooties. And he had all three of his whats. And if he's going around in that kind of gear, and it's almost hilarious because he literally is wearing shields all over. He was like triple mask with shields over his face where you could not even see him. And he still got it, right? So the thing is, we need to empower ourselves, not only for if we do get it, because some of the stuff is so contagious that we're probably all going to get it. But if we do, we're not afraid, because we have things in our arsenal. We have tools, we have weapons in our arsenal, natural things that come from the earth to support our bodies to heal, so that we can be an amazing healing machine, not only for ourselves, but other people too. So that's what it's all about.
Right. Don't wait until something tragic comes to your body. Your body needs to be strong and healthy and prepared, because God designed it to fight off disease. I loved what you said a few days ago, that God wants us. I mean, prayer lines are wonderful and great, and thank God that we have that. But God's word tells us he never, not once does he say, I want you to get in prayer lines, even though he's provided a way for healing. But he says, I want you to be in health. And I have just thought about that. And I have told people about that since you said that God wants us to be in health and stay in health. And some people think that just sounds outlandish, that that's not possible. It's absolutely possible, because God said it in his word. Absolutely.
Yes. And he said, oh, you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. What is our soul? It is our spirit. I mean, it is our mind, will, and emotions. And we've talked about it at length in this class, how that emotionally, right, you can be in distress because of your health.
Right.
So if your soul is prospering, right, your mind, will, and emotions, it is connected to your health.
Right.
So you got to have them. You got to have them both, right? So that is the blessing of the Lord. That is a promise for his children. And I really believe that the Lord has allowed some of these old ancient ways of healing that they had in the biblical times, right? In the ancient times. We know that even Aaron used frankincense to drive away the plague. In the middle of the plague, he brought out the censer with frankincense, as the Lord commanded him to bring the frankincense in the middle of the plague and stop the plague. We're in the middle of the Cootie plague, y'all.
Yes.
And we've got some frankincense up in here. And it still works. It still works. Now, we know how to use it. We use other things too, but it still works. So if you're interested in what we're talking about, please contact us, because we're going to be on point for the next couple of days, adding as many people as we can to this cleanse, because we are determined. It's not because we want sales. It's not because we're trying to sell something. It's because we genuinely, if you can't discern the heart of this woman right here, who God sent into my life, I love her so much. And she's why I do what I do. no accolades to me whatsoever. I do this. This is not what I wanted to do for God. And sometimes I think, Lord, really? I mean, especially on this walk, I'm like, is this really what you wanted me to do? Stop, put halt to all the other things I was doing, my songwriting, my worship leading, which I love to lead people in worship. I love to bring people into the presence, Lord. It's my favorite thing in the world. But no, the Lord told me, stop. He made me sacrifice what I love on the altar like an Isaac and told me to do this. Did I know that there was a plague coming to the land? No, I did not. But the Lord prepared me for such a time as this, as he has Sherry. And this is why we do what we do. Our hearts are yearning to save people because we have had friends. Sherry and I have had friends that are no longer on this earth.
That's right.
Because they didn't take the precautions and they were not a good steward, and they were a bad host, that they allowed their body to be a good host for the Cooties. And you know what? Some of them didn't know because it came unexpectedly. We really weren't prepared, right? I got it the first time in December 2019 before it was even called anything. But thank God I'd already been prepared, and I already had things in my arsenal to get me through it quickly. And then when I really believe the Lord allowed me to get it before anybody on my whole team. So already had hundreds and hundreds of people on my team that were getting ready to walk through it. And as soon as I was healed and better, like after a week, I went on, and the videos are still there on our members page. And I made videos and I told everybody, this is what you do. And I had obtained records from other countries where they had done autopsies and obtained information. I don't even know how I got it. Somebody sent it to me anonymously on a Facebook message. And I was able to help my team, equip them so that when they went through it, right at the head of when it started, that we would get through it. And as far as I know, we haven't lost one to this. And I'm just praying that you all want to join us on this health journey to, again, brethren, I would that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. This is our heart's cry for you. And we would love for you to join us to teach you, just like Sherry said, to be a healer in your home, not only for yourself, but for all the people you love. You have anything else you want to say, Sherry?
Nope, you said it all.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Please let us know if you're interested. You can reach out to me or Sherry in the comment, and we will get right back with you. It's a good time to restart your health and to get a boost that you would be a really bad host. So we bless you and thank you right now. Amen. Thank you, Sherry.
Amen. Thank you.